Mansfield, Richard's pleased to see the Miller children are also having a nutritious breakfast.
How you doing, kids?
All right.
Pa?
All right.
Is this one of your favourites?
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Richard's joining Karen on her weekly shop in a car she's borrowed from her dad. It's a job that can take many hours as she hunts for bargains in several stores. But the shopping is always more enjoyable when the wages have landed in the bank account.
When it's payday, you know, you can afford to go and restock the fridge and have lots of choice in there, lots of variety, lots of colours.
How low was your bank account?
I think I had about 20 pence left in it.
Karen, 20 pence?
Yes.
That was what you had on account?
Yes. I spent the last...
20 pence?
Oh yeah, that's a monthly occurrence. It happens every month.
With Joanna consuming so much sugar, Angela wants her to see a professional about her diet.
Hello, Joanna. Would you like to come through? Pleased to meet you. Come in.
So she's brought Joanna to Paula Gilbert, who's worked as a dietitian for over 30 years.
It's been roughly 6 months to last year. Sort of I've come to replace breakfast and lunch with cups of tea. I tend to be having a lot of microwave food at the moment.
So lots and lots of tea.
And 3 sugars in my teas.
Okay. How often do you have vegetables with your ready meal?
I don't. The vegetables I will save for Carly.
And what's happened to your weight over the last few years?
In the last 6 months, I've lost just over 3.5 stone.
Ooh. My first thoughts are you're most likely to be suffering from anemia because you're getting very little red meat in your diet and fruit and vegetables. If you eat a low-fibre diet long term, you may be at risk of sort of bowel cancer. So again, we need to look at your fibre intake for more beans, pulses, lentils. That is in your family.
Bowel cancer.
On which side? Really?
Yeah.
With that family history on both sides, which is quite unusual.
Yeah.
We don't want you or your daughter to go down that path. It's very important, both for you and for your daughter, that you get the right nutrition in your diet. The good news is that you're young enough that if you make the changes now, hopefully these problems are reversible.
Okay?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Intense. It's good. Lots of questions.
You were in there quite a long time,
A lot
actually.
of reality and facing things.
How are you feeling about it all?
It's a lot to take in. Still, it's going to run through my mind. And at the moment, I'm just thinking forward. What can I do? Wondering ways I can change it. I know it's not going to be easy.
Good. Well done. Done a great job. Okay?
Yep.
Proud of you.
Lovely.
For dietitian Paula, Joanna's story is an increasingly familiar one.
I think we are now in a nutritional recession. People are not eating as well as they perhaps did 30, 40 years ago, or even less than that. And convenience foods are certainly playing a part in lots of people's diets, and they're not getting the basic nutritional requirements.
It's almost time for the chefs to leave their hosts. They've realised that in order to start cooking more, it would help to make a small investment in a store cupboard of ingredients, staples that could be used as the base for a variety of recipes.
I've got you this.
So James has a starter pack of basics that are not too expensive to restock when they run out.
In amongst all this is what I believe is a good little starter for you, all right? Now, these things, you know you're on about basics, peeled tomatoes. This is really good for you as well.
Yeah.
You've got some pasta. I'd like you to try a little bit more of this.
More of that, I would.
All right, bit more pasta. You've got some spices to glam it up, bit of garlic there, you've got a bit of milk. And then what I've done is I've put together just 2 recipes for you.
Yeah.
All right?
I will do
We've got
it.
a chicken leg. You know that chicken leg?
Oh, yeah.
Last night?
I really enjoyed that, yeah.
Well, I think we can do those in the budget.
Yeah, so long since I had one of them. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
All right.
Yeah. I guarantee you, thanks so much for that. I won't be falling asleep after that.
Angela also thinks there are ways Joanna can cook the nutritious meals she needs on her budget, and to get her started, she's stocking up her store cupboard.
This cost under 20 quid, all this stuff in here. So I've even written down a recipe for you, which are meatballs in tomato sauce. My mum's made them with me, my grandmother made them with my mum, you know, and it's such a simple thing to do. So that's for you, and that's one of many that are going to come, and that's under budget. And do you feel that you can do it?
I can.
Yeah?
I know it's going to be hard, and it is going to be a struggle.
Come on.
All right, do it for yourself and do it for your daughter. It's not for me, it's for yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, come on. We'll have one more cup of tea before I go, yeah? Go on, you sit down, I'll make it.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Richard's saying goodbye to the Millers. He's leaving them with recipes, a store cupboard and a special delivery in the back garden. An extra source of food to supplement the weekly shop. 4 egg-laying chickens.
You just have to feed them, make sure they've got water, shut them up in their coop at night, clean them out once a week. It's easy.
Richard's given the family enough feed and grit for several months. The chickens should provide the Millers with 20 or more eggs a week, which, even when they need to buy their own feed, will save them about £4 on their weekly food budget.
One's in.
That's Mary.
Really chuffed.
Yeah, I'm pleased about the eggs. It's
she's
been
not-
a long time since I've had any animals in my house, so I'm a bit nervous about that, but I'm going to go with it.
In Watford, James is bidding Patrick a fond farewell.
And thank you very much for such
Yeah,
an
you're,
enjoyable
no,
time.
you're more than welcome. Yeah, lovely. Thank
Give
you.
me a man
minute.
hug.
Yeah, I will indeed. Yes,
An absolute star.
Lovely.
I hope it
Hasn't been too unbearable for you.
It's been good. It's been an eye-opener.
Yeah, sure.
It's also time for Angela to say goodbye to Joanna and Carly.
You can really try.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, for this one's health, no?
Yeah.
And to do it, all right? We'll see. I think I'm just beginning to understand what it must be like living off such a low budget, you know, and I think we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg, and this is just one part of the country. There must be hundreds of families like that.
The chefs have all taken a first small step with Joanna, Patrick and the Millers. Now they need to take things up a gear, come up with even more recipes and prepare for the budget banquet, where the chefs will bring together a specially invited group of VIPs to confront the issues head on and ask, are we doing enough to tackle the nation's food crisis? A week later and preparations have started for the budget banquet in southeast London. It's the day before the big event and the chefs are out shopping.
If I just wanted one,
Yeah, 30 pence.
but 2 for 50, 1 for 30.
Right, yeah. The more you buy, the cheaper it gets.
They left their households with their first recipes and a store cupboard of ingredients to help them start to do more home cooking. Now the chefs are buying the ingredients for a new set of recipes for their banquet meals. They need to cost just £1 a head. That's the average of what their hosts have to spend.
You know, that's going to cost me £2, which is still too much for what I want.
They didn't manage to cook on budget when they stayed with their families, but for the banquet, that's not an option.
These are now going to cost me more than I wanted to spend, so I'm going to have to sacrifice something along the way.
So they're having to go from place to place until they find what they want at the right price.
Pineapple, any boat you like a pineapple?
Markets are often good places to try and strike a deal.
I know it's £1 a bowl, but can I sort of do 4 lemons, 2 limes and a bit of ginger for £1?
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
They all want a bit of protein in their dinner, but meat is expensive. So James is considering the cheaper end of the scale.
What's the best price a kilo on your sausages?
It's what we have there.
I'd love to, but it's still out of my budget.
Angela is still looking for her main ingredient.
Oh, well, they've got chickens here. Well, oh, that's actually a steal. That's exactly what I wanted. So we've got whole British chickens that are high welfare standards, and it's 3 for £10.
Just around the corner, Angela discovers more chickens, but on a different offer.
Actually, I'm going to change that because if you look here now, I've got a medium chicken. So the weight of these are 3 for a tenner, and then I can get 3 now for under a tenner. I've got that wrong. I've totally got that wrong.
Angela's finding out that the supermarkets don't always make it easy to figure out what's the best deal on the shelves.
You have to really read your labels and really think, you know.
Richard discovers that local shops can sometimes offer good bargains.
So what could you do? The best price could you do? And I know you have to make your margins.
How many are you looking for?
4 chickens.
I'll do you buy 3, get 1 free.
Thank you.
See you later.
This is so difficult. Already today I've been to sort of 2 supermarkets, I've been to the market. If you had to shop like this on a daily basis, it would just do your head in.
James still needs his main ingredient, so he finds the place with the biggest discounts.
Now, I've been told there's a clearance aisle down here, hence there's a few people around it. Maybe there's a couple of bargains in there. It's generally the stuff that's maybe got a day or 2 days left on its shelf life.
He's in luck. They've just marked down what he wants for dinner: sausage meat.
So I've got about just over £3 for a kilo, which is a decent amount. So I'm going to buy that before nobody else does.
Some supermarkets make big reductions on certain items more than once a day, but you've got to ask when they happen.
That's £21.13.
Can I give you these peas to put back? Sorry, I'm not going to take those.
That's fine.
As long as you don't charge me for one.
That's £15.51, please.
I haven't got 15.51. What happens in this circumstances when someone doesn't have enough money? Do you just start deducting some food from the bill? We're going to have to do that, I'm afraid.
No problem.
The chefs have finished their shop. Now they need to take all those ingredients and turn them into a delicious and inexpensive meal at tomorrow's budget banquet. It's morning on banquet day. James, Angela and Richard need to bring what they've learned about the nation's food crisis to the attention of people who can do something about it, to the MPs and supermarket execs coming today.
It's hard to believe that food poverty is such a big issue in the UK, and the government has to do more.
And of course, the chefs have to show they can create meals that are cheap, nutritious and easy to cook at home, to inspire their families and the millions of others in the UK who are struggling to put healthy food on the table.
It's not going to be the most elaborate banquet, but it's not about that. It's about making sort of simple, quick, nutritious meals out of fresh produce.
The chefs had to create a meal that costs just £1 per head so that it's affordable for their households when they're back at home. They've all come in right on or just under budget.
How tight was that shop?
You know, I've never done so much maths since I did my maths O-level, for crying out loud.
Today, they're getting help in their kitchens from the families they've lived with. Working mum of 4, Karen, struggles to do home cooking for her family on her tiny budget.
Karen, good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you.
What do you hope to get out of today in the kitchen here?
I'm hoping to learn some of your skills because, as you know, I really don't do the cooking in my house. I'm hopeless.
With very little to spend, pensioner Patrick has got stuck in a food rut and eats the same things over and over.
Looking forward to doing some cooking with you today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, how are you? I'm good.
Single mum Joanna has been fueling herself with sugary teas and skipping breakfast and lunch to try and save money.
Right, main question, how many sugars? Well, I'd make you a cup of tea, but there is no tea. But if I did, how many sugars were there? 1. Wow!
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Now that the chef's new assistants have arrived, it's time to get started on the cooking.
So I've got this, Jan, and what I want you to do is just slightly start to season all these pieces up, actually.
Angela has gone for a one-pot wonder, chicken with veg and spicy rice, packed with flavour and nutrients. James has created a meal that mixes inexpensive meat with filling carbohydrates, gnocchi with 2 different kinds of sausage meat.
God, that's so long since I had beef sausages. I like it.
It's a long time since you had beef, I think, more than anything.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Richard is serving up a hearty creation of roast chicken bulked up with cheap bread stuffing and a side of filling and protein-packed lentils.
The inspiration for dinner tonight is your family.
The great